Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for... Grab behind the line. It's Staley. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
This slot receiver help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Reed. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jefferson. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
The quick passing game does several things. One, it doesn't let the pass rush get you. Those great defensive linemen, the ball's coming out so fast they can't get there. And then what else? It gets me ahead of the sticks. I don't have to worry about getting in long yardage and predictable situations.
They'll try to get it through the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense. Not giving up any big plays and forcing the 4th down.
And the Vols will punt this one away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Makes the catch at the 30. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They're going to throw it to start the drive. He's going to go for a big one. That was an eyelash away from being picked off, and that is not the way to set the tone with a near pick on your opening drive.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go.
Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
And the Sun Devils will line it up on 1st and 10.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you.
Breaks into the open. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14.
It'll be a quick, decisive movement from the quarterback. As soon as he sticks that foot in the ground, you know he's breaking out. Throw it right now so he can go make you a play. Great pitch, great catch.
Pulls it and fires to the left. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
And it's incomplete. He was looking to the end zone and trying to get 6.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing an incompletion.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards and kneeling on 3rd down. Williams looking for a man. Sets up the screen. He's brought down right at the 13-yard line. Still a ways to go to make it to the line to gain. Let's see what they do on 4th. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Never a doubt. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So here is the Tennessee offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Finds Zach Brees, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time the defense called it at the perfect time. The linebacker able to make the stop on a short gain.
And from the offense's perspective, that's probably making a little something out of nothing. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Quarterback making checks. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got him downfield. Oh, there's an alley to the left. Touchdown ball. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone, it's Hamilton. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Drive. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down and 2nd and 6. Williams will pass. Dumps it off in the flats. Still on his feet at the 35. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. And how good is it for a quarterback to have a running back he not only can just dump it off to, but can actually be dangerous as a receiver?
Agreed, Reese. It's not just check downs or screens or swing routes or flat routes. This guy can get vertical. He can all of a sudden start stressing defenses in the 2nd level. What a weapon it is to have this guy in your backfield.
Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the 1st down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. You know, don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and of being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
Nice play. And this running back showing you why he truly is a 3-down back. He's not just dangerous running the football between the tackles or blocking, but he can also catch the ball. And when you get this guy the football in space in the perimeter of the field, he's got the wiggle and he's got the power to break tackles from the secondary. That's why this guy has an opportunity to play at the next level.
The Sun Devils in the hurry up. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Hamilton. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. He'll throw it. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there.
Well, you haven't seen a ton of incompletions in this game, and that's good news for this QB. Obviously, he struggled his last game out. Part of that was the defense. Part of that was him not playing as well as he wanted to. But in this game, he really has been, for the most part, locked in, and that is a good sign for this offense.
Give to the back. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 of the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Williams looking for a man. Dangerous screen into traffic. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Right down the boulevard. It's good. That brings them to within 1. We're through 1, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Give to the running back. Breaks the tackle. He found a hole, got about 5. He's down at the 21.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
Unloads quickly. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Motion from the wideout. Looking for a man. It's Reed. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
Facing a 3rd and long. Wants to throw it. Takes the grab. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
Offense facing 4th down.
The Volunteers line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Starting to feel a little pressure. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
This is a tough part of the field. You want to try to create some space and give yourself an opportunity not to throw out of your own end zone. They didn't hold up in protection. They give up the sack, but thank goodness they didn't give up the safety.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. It's caught. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
Really nice poise by the quarterback on that throw. He's obviously backed up deep in his own end. He knows he can't take a sack, but all of his focus is downfield on coverage. He finds the matchup he wanted, and it's an explosive play for the offense through the air.
Now they'll run it on the toss. There he goes. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
And the old school toss play, huh? A little just toss to the right, get the running back on the run. A little bit more space, too, out wide where you can see, like, oh, where am I going to go? Where's the hole? As opposed to when you run right up the gut. So I like the mix-up. I like changing it up, tossing that fast guy and get him on the perimeter.
Now on second down. Williams will pass. Good timing on the quick out. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Zings it complete to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
And the offense got away with one there. That was supposed to be a running back screen. Instead, the quarterback threw it somewhere else. And with all the offensive line running way down the field, they're lucky that wasn't a penalty.
Big third down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. The quick out. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And this one is perfect. And now they regain the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Tough to beat in action, gentlemen. You know that. Let's take a look at the highlights. Wisconsin is down, but they are not out of it. Not inside Camp Randall. One of the best home field advantages in all of college football. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Arizona. The Maction never sleeps, and we'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Dropping back, it's Reed. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
The thing I like about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Looking to throw on first down. Forced out of the pocket. He'll pull it down. Creates a little space. Turning on the Jets. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Looking to throw on first down. Points it out of the air. Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Volunteers! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
defense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He'll bring it out. It's Hamilton. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Plows through the defense.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Hey, listen, quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
Unloads to the right. It's caught. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Williams looking for a man. Quickly complete. Turning it on. Discards him with the stiff arm. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
You got to love the rhythm this quarterback is in here on this drive, guys. 2 completions. He's seeing the safety rotation. That time, saw the one-on-one matchup he wanted, took his shot. He is in a groove.
They try to get it outside on the left. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
2-point conversion attempt is coming. From the gun. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. They get to him as he throws.
Well, if this offense is going to win this game, and down the road, if they're going to reach the college football playoff and hope to win a national championship, they have got to keep this quarterback clean. Couldn't do it on that last play.
After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. To the air, it's Reed. Shoots it to the left. Got his man downfield. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Snagged out of the air. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
He's got his man. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Volunteers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Touchdown, Tennessee! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
Really nice job on their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance, excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
And the extra point is good, and the lead is 6. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Williams will pass. Got a man in the middle. They bring him down, but it'll be first down at the 42. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed in the middle, and Smith. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. And in the closing moments of the first half, they'll try to put a 3 spot on the board. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. Guys, they could have cut the deficit in half if that field goal had been good, still down by 6. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Vols will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Hamilton. Rolling the dice and bringing it out of the end zone did not pay off. He's out of bounds at the 19. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
And how about this defense really answering the challenge so far today? This offense, you've seen like last week, I mean, they can throw for touchdowns and big yards and big chunk plays. Defense has answered the call, played the deep ball well, played discipline, making this offense really earn everything they get.
He wants to go deep. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. Sometimes you're just too open. The Sun Devils will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. And now the hit knocks it loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, this kickoff coverage team, they just get to the ball carrier. They are flying around. They're beating their blocks. And the ability to create a turnover on a special teams play like this, and that is massive. And now it sets them up in great field position.
Finds the tight end.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. As they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
And the Sun Devils have a lot of options on second and inches. He'll wedge it in there on the quarterback sneak.
That's a first down for the offense.
Offense picking up steam. 1st and 10 from the 31. Handoff from the gun. Oh, he's got some space. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Arizona State!
How about that drive they just put together to tie this football game up? That is exactly what we talked about in the half. Like, coaches circled them up. First drive, set the tone, tie this ball game up. That is great execution out of halftime.
Yeah, David, it looked like they really had a good plan, too. Obviously made some adjustments there at halftime, things that they would come out and try to attack this defense with, and it looks like they found something here, and that is a perfect way to start the second half. Now an opportunity here to take the lead.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Unloads to the wideout. Working that left side. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
And in this offense, you know, as a quarterback, you're going to get opportunities to put up some pretty big numbers. You've been impressed watching this guy play early this year. With that last pass completion, he's now already over 2,000 yards on the season.
Looking down the middle. It's caught downfield. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. Another big play on the outside, and that's the thing that historically has gotten Rocky Top rolling.
Yeah, so much fun to watch playmakers outside that they can run by you and go make big plays. Opens up the whole field, the whole offense, and this Orange fan base goes absolutely bananas.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 16. And the Vols come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He'll take it himself. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9.
QBs that can run completely change your game. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, you know, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the 4th quarter.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking for a man. It's Reed. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
You love that decision if you're the head coach. You're trying to throw it in the end zone. Nothing's there. Good job by the quarterback. Tucking it and running and just getting what he can get.
On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown ball! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. And this defense is just getting squeezed by the Big Orange, and he's cutting him up.
I got this guy at quarterback because he's showing he can put up some big numbers.
Here comes the 2-point try. Here's the snap, looking to throw. It's complete on the right side. They get it into the end zone. Two-point conversion is good. The lead stands at 7. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Fielded in the end zone. It's Hamilton. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Complete to the right. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46. An explosive play to start the drive, and they'll try to keep the D on its heels. They'll try the outside to the left. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Finds his man. It's Hamilton. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels. The Sun Devils have it with a 1st and 10. Williams looking for a man. Makes the grab. It's Riley. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
Out of the gun, the inside give. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Goodness, that is the way you blow up a play, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Hair on fire, caused a wreck that had to be a blown assignment. To the air on 2nd down. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now.
We've seen really nice balance here on this drive. Quarterback's 3 for 3. He's picking this defense apart. They've also run the ball well, too, and here they are down close to the goal line. This defense has no idea what's coming next.
And the Sun Devils trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. This time stopped in the backfield and finding the sledding a little tougher than on that last run.
And this offense knew coming into the game, when they get to the red zone, it's going to be tough sledding because it's hard to run, especially against this physical defense. They're one of the top 5 defenses stopping the run. And you know at this area of the field, it's really tough to throw it. Let's see who the more physical side is.
And he was shooting for the end zone there, and they couldn't make the completion.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. Williams will pass. Get it out on the screen. And he will score. The question now, will it count as we check out the laundry on the field? The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. This skipper's leg is getting a workout. He's already made 3 field goals, and here he comes again. This whole play's going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. We've come to the end of the period, and Tennessee leads it. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They go back to work in the final period of this one. First play of the drive, wants to throw. It's complete to the left. Breaks into the open. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. This guy's putting up some numbers today, approaching that Joey Kent, Marcus Nash territory.
He's been unbelievable. There's just no way to stop him. The defense hasn't had answers. It's throw it to him short, he can make plays. It's throw it to him long. You got to do something to slow this guy down right now because he is absolutely killing this defense.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Quickly to the tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
I think in this situation after that incompletion, 4th and short on your side of the field, the smart play is to punt it away and trust your defense.
They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down already with a 1-possession lead. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. The Volunteers look to keep this drive humming. Right on the money. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
The offense changing the play. Looking to throw again. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Firing to the right, complete. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Now on the move. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers! They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Arizona State has the ball back, and the offense making its way onto the field. A blown opportunity, missing that short field goal on the last drive, and now they'll try to put something on the board here. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down.
And in this situation late, when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Short, it'll be 3rd down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, go get positive yardage.
Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on 3rd down. Looking to buy time.
Well, you just get the feeling, too, that if they're going to claw their way back in this game, his legs are going to have to be a factor. What a great job scrambling that time. Nothing open. He didn't panic. He saw some green grass and was able to get outside, away from the defense, get upfield, pick up the 1st down. That play is going to help their momentum. They need more scramble plays like that from him.
They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Williams looking for a man. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got the quick pass. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling.
And even though they're trailing here in the 4th quarter, they've got a quarterback that can bring them back, but they need him now to play his A-plus level of football. We saw a nice completion on that last 3rd down. Let's see if he can keep it going.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Well, that helped the completion percentage, but the idea was yards after the catch, and it didn't happen.
Great job on defense, too. See ball, get ball. They saw exactly when that ball was spit out. You saw the defense fly to the football.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. He's in open space downfield. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
To the ground to try to move the chains. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
And this is a no-brainer. It's 4th down. We're down multiple possessions. We got to make this happen. We got to get the 1st down. We can't be worried about the clock. Then we got to go fast, work the sidelines to the best of our advantage to save as much clock so we can get multiple scores.
Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Complete out of the backfield. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. The Sun Devils have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
And in that situation, the 1-yard line, the defense brings so many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the negative play.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
Keeps looking downfield. Fires into the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Brought down at the 11 as he was trying to find enough room to take it back for the pick six.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And I think the defense would be really happy with where they're at right now. They knew they had held their stud down to his little yards, but they're trailing. And this is the time where he's going to get the ball even more, so they got to be ready for him. It's going to him. He's a great back, and they've done a pretty good job all day.
They'll keep it on the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. It'll be 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Reed. Unloads it left. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And you see the dagger concept so much in pro football, in college football, and they're trying to run a guy deep to take that safety with him, pull him out of the way, and then kind of throw it right underneath that vacated area where he's at. Unsuccessfully, but that's what they were trying to accomplish on that play.
Opening play of the drive from the 39. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, it's so hard to get drives together because the clock starts to be your enemy. Really heads-up play by the quarterback. Getting the first down, get out of bounds.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Bringing it back. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
Such a hard position to be successful, and when you know you need 2 scores and it's under 2 minutes, the defense looking great job playing pass, understanding the situation, breaking on the football, and ending this football game.
And this one is just about in the books. The defense can stop the clock one more time as the offense takes a knee. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's build. Let's create momentum and continue to build on it. And then you look up at the end of the season, you never know where you could be, what dreams you could bring to reality.
At the end of the day, I think good teams find ways to win games. And over these last 2 games, it hasn't always been easy. They've had to overcome some adversity, but at the end of the day, they were able to step up, make the plays necessary, and do that. Very, very impressive.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.